If you are an active trader, whether it's a day trader or a swing trader, then definitely you need to give this platform a try. I'm going to be talking about EquityFeed here in this review, and just for full disclosure's sake, they reached out to me and said, hey Clay, would you be willing to try out our platform and then just talk about it? And in return, if you like it, of course, because I'm not going to put my name next to something that I don't believe in or I don't think has any value. But if you do believe in it, we'll offer viewers a coupon and give them a discount on the platform. So I agreed. It was very easy to agree because back in the day, I used their platform quite a bit when I was doing more of the micro caps and such. And I always liked it back then. And I started to use it again, thanks to them reaching out to me. And I just want to quickly go over, all the different flexibilities and things that you can do with it. So the majority of the video is going to be based on my desktop, but right off the get-go, in the spirit of saving time, if you are looking to invest for retirement, some long-term investor, or you're looking to just swing trade for months on end, then for you, this is just, I'll save you the time. It's not going to be a platform that is designed for you. But if you are an active day trader, if you trade penny stocks, if you're trading microcap stocks, if you're a swing trader, you're holding for just every couple of days, couple of weeks, then this is a platform that deserves a try. And keyword there is try. And I mentioned this many more times during the desktop part, but they have a true 2-week free trial. You don't even have to put in a credit card. So it's at least worth trying. There's no gimmicks, there's no strings attached. And just circling back to no strings attached, literally you don't even have to put in a credit card. So you can give it a try, and if you like it, awesome. If not, well then at least you gave it a try. So with that being said, again, this is for the active trader, very active day trader, swing trader. But if you're saving and investing in your IRAs for retirement, then your online brokerage account is probably giving you all the tools that you already need. So let's go to my desktop and I'll show you exactly what EquityFeed offers you as an active trader. Welcome to my desktop. So the first thing to note is that EquityFeed gives you the ability to download the program directly to your computer or whatever you are working with. In my case, I have just a PC and I have downloaded the software to my desktop so that now I have an icon. Actually, let me bring that up. So there's the icon that I have on my computer, and I'll just double click on that. It prompts me to sign in, and then after I sign in, this box up here is what is going to show up. So I'll just get the icon back, put it where I normally do, and this is just called their Launchpad up there. So Launchpad is what's gonna show up, and this is what's gonna offer you the menu. I am not gonna go through every single thing. Why not? Because there is a 2-week free trial, so you can fool around with all this stuff. I just want to give a quick overview of why I would say it's at least worth checking out. Again, 2-week free trial. It's not like you even need to put in a credit card or anything like that, and it's going to show you and allow you to mess around with everything. The one thing to note though, and where I want to start off, is that level 2s are not part of the free trial, but I really do like their level 2s. So in order to bring that up, like I said, we'll start there. And you just click on it and you can see it's asking you what kind. So we'll just go with regular. And let me bring that back onto the screen. So what I really like, and we'll just use a penny stock for this one because this is where I really think they shine, is just how they can show you everything about a penny stock. So over here they're giving you the bid and the offer. You can see the sizes for everything, and it's really a nice little setup where they do make everything very easy to see. If you want kind of a quick little history, you can just look up at this section of it, and you can see that they have everything summarized in terms of the ask right here, and then the bid right there. You can see the number of market makers, and then the size for each corresponding price level. Over here you have the time and sales, and they're just showing you everything that has unfolded. So from just a visual perspective, I really do like the level 2s. Does the look of level 2s, is that going to make or break you? Of course not. I'm not trying to suggest that, but just from a visual perspective, I think they do a very good job, and just very quick to see. And let's pull up another stock there. So here is just another penny stock, and again, you can see everything here that has shown up. And we'll go to a big board now. Let's just try Apple. So you'll see one with that's much more active. So right here you have what I find interesting is it's telling you what the market makers are doing in terms of the activity log. Now on a big board stock, I don't really think this is that important, just because it's a big board. Things are always changing. Everything is very, very active. But the nice thing about here is it's not like you need to have that at all. You can just click right there. There's the down arrow, so you can just click on that and that disappears. And now you see just the time and sales here across the top. So over here you can see this thing is much more active than what those penny stocks were. But level 2 is, like I said, very, very attractive and worth at least giving a try from that perspective alone. My favorite part of everything though is in regard to the market view here. So this is just giving you an overall viewpoint of the market. And what I like to do, and just for example, if I'm looking to just look at some sort of type of stock, you can click right here on stock types, and you can, there's all sorts of things that you can manipulate. And that really just shows how detailed you can get. I mean, I'm not going to go over those, but during your free trial, when you look at these sort of things, you'll know exactly what I mean. I mean, you can just tell right here, all those boxes. I mean, you can get as detailed or as broad as you want. But what I like to do is just click right here on filter, and a very simplistic one. Let's say you're just looking for some sort of micro caps, small caps, which would include penny stocks. So let's literally go from 0001 up to, let's just say, $5, and then all you do is click the filter now. And at this point you're going to have just the stocks that meet that criteria. And you can organize things in a variety of ways. You can go by dollar volume, which if you are into penny stocks, you should know. If you're not aware, then shame on you. You better tap the brakes on your penny stock trading. But dollar volume, aka liquidity, very, very important stat that you should know. And you can organize things by volume. Another very, what I find attractive is the number of trades. And this is more so, can be very attractive and helpful in pre-market before the markets have opened, because stocks can have pre-market trading. So when you look at trades, and if you're looking at something where the market hasn't even opened, and let's just say, for example, it's got 500 trades, a lot of brokers, a lot of scanners, it's not I'm not saying that they don't offer that ability. Some don't, but it's not really quite as easy to see. But with EquityFeed, they definitely make it in your face, and it's a very easy stat to track. And again, you just click on it, and it's going to organize things for those. So here's an example. Some of these stocks out there have one trade on the entire day. You look over here, here's one stock that traded $25. Now, of course, these stocks aren't going to really mean anything, but it's just as an example to show how things can be organized from a number of trades perspective. Volume, you can organize things from, but again, volume can be deceiving, because obviously if there's some sort of, 005 cent stock, it could have millions upon millions, but then when you look at dollar volume, it's like, oh, well, that's not that much. So that's why volume is great, but especially if you're more so in the micro cap, realm of things, the dollar volume is going to be that very, very helpful statistic to let you know where the liquidity on everything stands. So again, just from a pre-market and even during the day, the market view, window is very, very powerful. And since I've been using it, as EquityFeed gave me, the access to everything, it's really a solid piece of information, a solid tool. There we go. I'm looking for the right words. It's a solid tool to quickly summarize important parts of information that can make scanning the markets from more of a broad sense very, very simplistic. Now, broad sense, let's focus on more so a narrow perspective on things. And that's where, again, I can't go over everything just because it's just so in depth, but they offer the option to build your own filters. And, there's all sorts of, and what I do like about it though, is a, step-by-step. Step one, select analysis, operator, and then input values. And of course, this is very, very numerous, and you can get as fancy as you want. You can keep it as basic as you want. But the point here being that they do offer a filter version or a filter builder, and allow you to look for exact specific, situations, exact specific stocks. So market view, great for the broad scheme of things. When you want to get, setups and stocks narrowed down, the filter builder here is a very powerful tool. Another thing to keep an eye on for people that enjoy news, and I know there's some things out there that they'll charge you just for news, but this, outside of everything that we've already talked about, has a nice little news filter. Again, you look at this, and there's all sorts of news types. What kind of things do you want? Do you want news? Do you want filings? Some people, filings can be a very, very beneficial thing within research, within scanning. So again, you can also click on filings, and all of a sudden now it's telling you, what's going on, what companies have released things. It's telling you what time. This may not seem much if you're brand new, but the more and more you understand, especially with micro caps and such, timing can be very, very important with a penny stock company if they have some sort of filing or news or anything. So with this, again, I can't, and I keep saying again because I want to reiterate, I don't mean to think, well, you didn't really talk about it. There's just so much to talk about and so much you can do that the best I'm trying to illustrate is you got to just give that 2-week free trial a try, because that's going to allow you to dig deeper into all these different functionalities that the software does offer. So again, just from a news perspective, you can customize all sorts of things outside of just some sort of streaming headline. So very attractive from that point of view. As far as charts are concerned, as a chart person, let's bring up. So this is a line chart here, but you can bring about the different time frames here. So many different time frames. 1 minute, 2 minute, and again, I'll let you check all that out. You can go to candlestick charting. So lots of different choices here. Do I absolutely love their charts? Just to keep things honest, their charts are okay, but I am definitely a chart snob. I will be the first to admit that. I love charts, and that's what I use them as my primary crutch. But that right there, by no means is that a terrible looking chart either. Are there preferences that I have? Yeah, but I mean, I like to use e-signal charts, and those things are way, way more expensive than anything that is being offered here. But to be fair, to EquityFeed, they're not marketing themselves as a charting platform. This is just kind of like an FYI, hey, let's help you out. They are marketing themselves, rightfully so, as a scanner, as a tool to customize filters, to customize scans that can find you stocks that you are interested in. So again, yeah, their charts aren't the best, but they're not a charting platform. If this was a charting platform, then this review would be much different. But from the charting perspective, am I saying to pay for EquityFeed, get EquityFeed for their charts? That's not what I'm saying at all, and that wouldn't be wise. But again, if you're interested in EquityFeed, if you're going to be using EquityFeed, your mindset should be geared towards scanning, wanting to build filters, wanting to keep it on top of filings and news releases, not as a charting provider. And then the final thing I wanted to point out, and one bit of feedback that I will give EquityFeed, and I'm sure they're already well aware of this, but the nice thing is you can combine this with brokers. Right now, at this point in time, it is only with TD Ameritrade and Interactive Brokers, although there are quite a bit of people out there that like that. So if you do use one of those brokers, and you can interconnect the two, which makes things that much more streamlined and very attractive. Ideally, they'll add more, and I'm sure they're aware of it. But that's one bit of feedback that I plan on giving them, is just to try to get more brokers, because everybody is a fan of being streamlined, and that's definitely what's being accomplished with that. So all in all, worth a try for sure, especially when there's that 2-week free trial. Now, the one thing I do like about EquityFeed is, it's not like some guy working out of his basement, but they're not some giant corporation where, you can't get in touch with anybody. It's, they're a smaller company, so they're very personal. Like I said, they reached out to me and, offered me all that, and I've used them before, and now just checking on them, I mean, that they've improved that much more. So they said, hey, we'd like to work with you. We'd like to at least try to have you help get our name out there. And for a quality product, I am always more than willing to do that. And in turn, offering some discounts and such. So first off, as I've talked about numerous times already through the course of the video, 2-week free trial, and that is for everyone. And you don't even need a credit card, which makes it really about as safe as possible. I understand when people are like, oh yeah, it's a free trial, but first off, you have to enter in credit card. That's where things get a little shaky, but here, you literally don't need to add in anything like that. ClayTrader, if you do ultimately, after your 2-week free trial, decide to keep on going, use that coupon code ClayTrader, and you're going to get 30% off your first month. If you're a member of the private community that I offer on ClayTrader.com, known as the Inner Circle, and you want to go beyond the 2-week free trial, then email me, and they're going to hook up our private members with 50% off the first month. You have to email me through the site though, and use the email that you subscribed with, because that way I can look and say, oh yeah, you have bought. So if you're just some random person and your plan of attack is, hey Clay, I'm a member. Well, I can tell. Our software can tell. So you have to contact us through ClayTrader.com. Use the chat function there, and that way, when you do sign in, it'll tell us that you have indeed purchased the Inner Circle. So for private trading group members, like I said, 50% off. Super kind and generous of EquityFeed. But even if you're not a member, that's totally fine. They're still offering 30% off your first month with the coupon code ClayTrader. So would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. Mainly for the simple reason of, from a risk perspective, there is no risk. The only risk is your time of checking it out for the 2-week free trial. But I'm confident that if you go through that, are you for sure going to love it? No, I would be lying if I said that. But you're definitely going to see that there is a lot, to take in. There's a lot of customability that you can do with it, and it can, potentially be that maybe little piece of the puzzle that you need that really streamlines things, that really makes things kind of all fit together that much better. So definitely go to EquityFeed.com, sign up for the free trial at the least, and get in there, dig around, get dirty, and jump into and fool around with all the different tools and components that they offer. Like I said, I only really touched the surface of everything. There's so much more flexibility and crafting and customization that you can do with it, that the sky is literally the limit. So just keep in mind that this was done more so to just kind of give you an overall idea for you to see whether or not you want to give it the 2-week free trial. So I hope you do decide to try it. Again, those coupon codes, you can refer back to those. And if you are interested in getting the 50% off, again, you have to be a member of the Inner Circle. And if you are not a member, just join and then shoot me an email and I can get you that coupon code at that point in time. So thanks for watching, and go give them a try. 2 weeks, totally free. If you are interested in trading alongside me and other traders, then I do offer a private trading community known as the Inner Circle. So the 2 images that you see on the screen, the one image, if you click on it, it will take you to the Inner Circle page and give you all the details about it. The other is going to be a behind the scenes tour that I personally give, so you can see exactly what you are going to get with the subscription. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then go ahead, check it out, and by all means, let me know if you have any questions.